We are back with culture and etiquette expert Sharon Schweitzer. So this text question says, how do you celebrate Christmas with someone who just lost a child?
That is going to be a tough situation. The best thing you can do is have a conversation before Christmas and let them know, here's how we celebrate in our home. Would like for you to join us. Will you be comfortable with this? Is there anything we can do to make you feel more welcome? See what they say and go from there.
All right, this next question is, what if prayer before a meal is mandatory in the household, but one guest doesn't believe in prayer?
Then my recommendation would be to continue with your family tradition. Continue with your prayer. Let the guests know beforehand. Again, advanced planning makes a big difference. Let them know that you plan to continue with your family tradition, with your prayer, with grace, that you understand and respect their position. And if they would prefer to join you after grace or after the prayer, they're welcome to do that. Or they can sit at the table with you and not join in prayer, but you would request that they be respectful during prayer.
And that is a conversation that you have well before you're about to do that, not just the 2 seconds before. Okay. This person says, my husband blows his nose at the table. Isn't this bad etiquette?
You know, sometimes spouses do things and we hope that they will not do those things, but they do, including mine. So one of the things that we do is we try to gently guide them. It's best not to do that at the table because they're going to resist. So I would have a conversation with them offline and maybe try to use some humor about how that isn't as appetizing as you'd like it to be at the table, and see if you can't use a little bit of your humor in your marriage and convince him to maybe not do that anymore.
All right, so this question is, what if I don't like the food that is being served at the holiday dinner?
The best thing you can do is to remain silent. As we've been taught growing up, if you don't have anything nice to say, then we don't say anything at all. So don't comment. Instead, comment about how beautiful the home decor is, the holiday decor, the plants, the yard, how everything else is lovely. And do not comment about the food. We never comment about how we don't like the food, ever.
And maybe you just leave a little bit on your plate, and if someone says, is everything okay?
Oh, it's wonderful. Everything is delicious. I am really trying not to overindulge during the holidays. I swear my clothes have shrunk. I don't know if it's the dryer or the dry cleaner, but I am really trying to watch it. I think I've already gained 15 pounds.
Okay. All right. What about the whole gifting to your boss? Is that appropriate?
Again, that depends on the policy at the organization. Sometimes they'll say absolutely no gifts for the boss. Sometimes the team or a division will get together and pool and they'll give something to the boss. Sometimes people will just do a card. So you've got to be really careful. If you're new to the organization, you want to do a little reconnaissance and find out what have people done previously, what is the best thing to do. Because number one, you don't want to look like you're patronizing the boss. And number two, you don't want to look like you've completely ignored the boss. So do some groundwork, a little bit of reconnaissance, find out.
Okay, very quickly, this person says, how do you handle a comment or a joke made about someone or your weight at a family gathering?
About your weight?
Yes.
Well, there's a couple ways you can handle that. If this is something that someone says and it's a one-off, I would ask them to repeat the question. Usually people realize when you say, I'm sorry, would you repeat that? That what they've said might be inappropriate. If this is someone who maybe is a family bully, then I might say something else along the lines of, you know, I'm not sure I heard that question right. Let me ask again. Did you just ask me about my weight in front of all the people here in the room, or did I not hear you correctly?
I like both of those responses. Thank you so much. You know, that is one of those things that we've all been in the room when something like that happens. Thank you so much for helping us know the right and the wrong way to handle these situations. For those of you at home, if you missed any of this, or maybe you think your spouse or a family friend needs to hear one of those answers, it will be in the Two Wants to Know section.